All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. So today's Friday, and what that means is we have a new arena. So this week's arena is Dark Draft. So today I'm just going to focus on Dark Draft. I'll be playing some Dark Draft, talking about it a bit, mostly just my thoughts on how I pick. And we also have the new cards, the duels cards, in the app right now. So what that means is we'll be seeing lots of new cards in the arena. So I'm just going to go ahead and start a run here. Up against Epic Spain. So in this pack, I think I want the Citadel Scholar, but I'll just talk about these cards a little bit. So we have two new cards in this pack. I have Subjugate, banish all champions with 7 defense or more. So this is a card that I would want. It's more of a special type of card, one that I would want if I already had a deck that supported it. And Whirlwind here, which deals 7 damage to each champion and player, including yourself. So Whirlwind is quite nice. It's kind of like a hurricane effect, except that it doesn't hit champions with 9 health. And it's also a burn card, so you can finish someone off at 7. Of course, if you're behind on health, then this will be weak. One thing that's important to note is I'm passing Flame Strike and Whirlwind here, so my opponent will probably take both and go into Heavy Wild. But I'm going to take the Recycle Champion, and also we've had games where Citadel Scholar really takes off and becomes a win condition on its own, so we're going to go ahead and try and do that. I'm definitely taking these two here. So Angel of Mercy is just a card that's hard to swing without having a lot of good cards in your deck already. And Memory Spirit is situational. It's not powerful on its own. Angel of Death, very strong. Probably, in my opinion, one of the strongest evil loyalty 2s, along with Necromancer Lord. It consumes a great pick. So we're just going to go into evil here. So we're basically already evil. Now, there are a couple of options I could take. I think it's definitely the Lightning Strike. I could take something like Dragonling, which is just a big airborne champion, so it's a threat for 0. Or I could take something like Royal Escort if I wanted to get some healing. But Lightning Strike, aside from the fact that it's just a good card and a draw 2, it's just nice to take wild cards away when I think that my opponent is playing wild. Now they've passed this Fires of Rebellion here, which means they might not be in wild, so that's something to think about. I am going to go ahead and probably pick that up along with maybe this new board clear here, Wake the Dead. Yeah, let's take that. I could, instead of taking this, I could take an Airborne Ambush draw card. I think I will. We'll play with some of the new cards here. I'm going to grab Knight of the Dragon. This will make our deck slower, but more tough, right? So, alright, I've picked up a couple of evil cards. I definitely want to continue picking up evil cards to support Angel of the Death. So I could take Unquenchable Thirst here. It's a perfectly reasonable card. I think I'm going to pass up on it and pick up this Watchful Gargoyle, which will be nice to just have a second Recycle in my deck. And also, Unquenchable Thirst likely is not very good in our opponent's deck since they passed Angel of Death in the first pack. Alright, so here what we're going to do is you're not looking at Citadel Raven really, we're looking at these other 3. I think these are all pretty strong cards in general. We have Wither and an Urgent Messenger, so this is a nice draw 2, and this is just nice removal. An Abyss Summoner here, I'm not really sure if I'm taking. It gives you 2 demons. It's kind of a threat on its own. I might also want to try that one out, but I think I'm just going to go with the Urgent Messengers here because we don't have much in the way of draw 2s. I have Lightning Strike, and then a lot of my cards I can't play for draw 2, so I am going to pick up the draw 2 here. And I would prefer Wither over that other card. Looks like this will be my Punisher here. I'm going to grab the Sky Serpent. So this is an Airborne Blitz champion. I think Den Mother is also a completely reasonable pick here. It's big and it's a threat and it's hard to remove, but I personally really like Punishers, and I think that they really are effective at making it so your opponent, if your opponent tries to be greedy, then you can punish them, and I think that's very strong in Dark Draft. It depends on who you're playing against. So, if I was playing against someone that I know was very slow and methodical, I would probably pick the punishing cards less. Alright, so here I don't have enough Sage cards to play Knight of Alara, so I'm just going to take the Brand. We have some good, so it's actually not impossible that I'll get the 5 health, loyalty 2. But also, it's just a good blocker. You can play this, block a demon token, and then you get a 2/5. So it's kind of like a Rax's Curse against attacking champions sometimes. So definitely the Heinous Feast here. It's nice to pick up the next evil card, and this will give us at least one card in our deck which banishes the discard pile, or cards in the discard pile. Draka's Fire is also very good. This is probably my second pick, just because the second mode has a lot of potential, especially in this game mode. And I have a lot of token cards, so I did consider Draka's Fire as well. See, what's interesting here is they're not taking these wild cards, which makes you think they're not in wild, but I don't know what they would be in. But I think this is a pretty easy pick. I think it's Triceratops No Escape. As much as I'd like the Sandworm, I just don't need another... I don't really need an ambush champion in this deck. I have a lot of plays off turn. I can make 2 human tokens, I can play this airborne ambush, I can make 3 zombies, so overall, don't really need another ambush champion. We don't have any board clears, so it might just have to be Reap and Sow here, but there are a lot of good options. I don't have any establishing champions either, except for Triceratops, so I might want to take the Knight of Shadows, since my deck might struggle to deal with that card. I'm going to get punished for not taking that Reaper Sow, but I'm going to take this Knight of Shadows. I do actually have one board clear here with Wake the Dead. But, this is fine. Alright. So yeah, I would definitely take the White Knight if I was passing the pack, because it's very good against my deck, but I don't need to. I might be able to give it Blitz. I think Hunting Pack is very good and underrated generally. But I would also like more establishing champions. The Reaper is also reasonable, but I actually think that demon tokens against my deck would be very difficult to deal with, because I don't have a lot of my champions are kind of, I just don't have very many champions. I don't think I'm going to be able to block demon tokens very often. This is a very tough pick. I think it's going to have to be Muse, even though I really want the Plentiful Dead and the Erase. They're all good options, but I don't have very many ways. I guess I have 3. Really the problem is Erase is not very good against my deck. Pretty much all of my champions can be used for a lot of value and when played, and the Plentiful Dead will likely not be very good in their deck. And you can see they passed these heavy evil cards, so undoubtedly they're not in heavy evil at this point. We're going to take the Necromancer Lord and the Dark Assassin. I think Little Devil is also reasonable, as is Faithful Pegasus here, but I need to fill out my evil loyalty, so I'm going to be taking 2 evil cards for sure, and I'd prefer to have more hard removal, as I do not have, I don't think I have any, I guess I have no escape in this deck. Another interesting pick here. So Wolfspite is quite good, as well as Street Swindler. That's what I really want. These are just high power cards. I'll pretty much always be happy to have either of those cards in my hand. And I guess if one of us has one and the other one has the other, I'd rather have the Wolfspite. So I think I'm going to go with the Wolfspite here. That being said, maybe I'll end up not missing my loyalty on that. So we'll see. Alright, I think it's going to be these 2. I just am not, I don't need more ambush champions, and I think Vampire Lord is on the weaker side of the ambush champions, and Demon Breach is just not what my deck wants to be doing. I don't have any token synergy, so usually I would only take Demon Breach if I had some kind of synergy already going with those demon tokens. Alright, so here Medusa's great, so is Soulstorm. I might take that. I have a good deck for Soulstorm. And plus it's a new card, so let's try it out. This card, draw 2, or starting with you, each player chooses a champion they don't control, break the rest. So it's kind of like a standalone, except that you pick your opponent's champion. So you can play it, if your opponent has one bad champion out, you can choose that, and then hopefully you have one champion out and you play it, and you get to break their whole team, basically, except for that one. But it's not very good if they have a couple of things that are all threats. So here we have some interesting choices. I think it's the Corpsemonger, because I'm not particularly enthralled by any of these decisions, and we do want more evil cards. And it's probably going to be the Temporize, so I have more draw twos, because I think I'm a bit low on those. And it's removal, so we can go ahead and take that. This will be our last pick here, so once we pick this pack, we'll be done with the draft. Alright, so is it going to be Misguided Herald, or will it be Thrasher Demon? These other three, I mean, War Machine's also fine, but I would prefer to have Loyalty to run it. I don't think I'll be able to hit Loyalty with it. How many champions do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to take the Thrasher Demon. I don't think I have enough champions to play the Misguided Herald. I wasn't able to count them quickly enough, but Intuition, I don't think I'll have enough. Let me see, I would have, we'll pick these cards first and then I'll check. We'll get another Ambush champion here, round out our deck a bit, and it'll probably be the Helion's Fury. I mean, Imperial Commander is fine. I do have a couple of good champions. It's an on-turn play. We have White Knight. Sure, why not? Don't think I'm going to use the second mode of this card, so having draw champions is going to be perfectly reasonable. We're going first, which is a little unfortunate because we'd have a great hand for going second. Alright, so I don't really need Lightning Strike and Consume in my hand, so I'll probably toss Consume, and I'll toss one of these Ambush champions that draws a card, probably the ground one. And then Hunting Pack is reasonable. Just means that we're going to be passing on our first turn, which is fine. I'm not sure. I do have some cards that I would be very sad to draw. Let's toss it anyway. Alright, here we go. We'll go ahead and draw a card here. Then we'll reveal, let's reveal the Knight of Dragon. We're likely to play that. And we'll keep the brand a secret since it's the card that's most likely to be played around. And because I have this brand here, I think I can go ahead and attack with this. It could be hard to punish me for making this attack. Yeah, this is random. This is a Dark Draft. We just drafted a deck using, so right now Arena is Dark Draft, which means that it's draft, but the duels cards are now in Arena. So if you play in the Arena, you'll play in the new format. So I just drafted this deck here. It is evil, has some evil loyalties. We've got Dark Assassin, Necromancer Lord, I'm going to pass here, and Angel of Death. So we have 3 evil loyalty 2s, and we also have a couple of good cards which we kind of incidentally picked up, like this White Knight and Brand here. So the opponent passed without spending their gold. That means we're going to start our turn. It might be a trap to play this White Knight, but I mean, I'll play this Triceratops first. Maybe they have a Drain Essence. They'll be sad that I played a Triceratops, because they do know about this White Knight. I'm guessing their hand is very reactive because they passed on their own turn with 7 cards in hand. That being said, I do have quite a good hand for basically forcing my opponent to act. Alright, we're going to see a Pyromancer. I was, yeah. I mean, it could be random. I was saying that they could have been Heavy Wild, and I think that's what they ended up doing. But we did see some strange picks. I think they have Flame Strike and the deal 7 to all champions and players in their deck. So I have to keep in mind that if our health gets low, we could just die. Like I should probably expect that they have a deal 7 in hand at all times. That's a good play there. They returned the Triceratops to hand and then passed, so this way after I play something, then they can attack. And I'll go ahead and drop this Airborne Ambush draw card, which will keep us at 8. I just don't really have anything else that I want to do. So unfortunately we're going to go to 9 here, so maybe I can try and find a way to get some value out of this brand. I might just pump this after blocks, because I'm going to be playing another draw card. It's funny, we've only been playing draw card champions this whole game. Alright, interesting choice here, they're attacking. I'm going to go ahead and block and then brand. Some trick is going to happen, but the brand here is just quite good, so we're going to go for it anyway. because we get the 5 health as well. That's a big deal, especially if they are playing a very aggressive deck with deal 8s. So usually in a deck with loyalty 2s in a color that you don't have much of, you want to get those out whenever you get value out of it. All right, they're going to go ahead and give us +5/+5, which is fine. We can actually take it down with the lightning strike. So I'm going to let this damage go through first. Generally, you want to let the damage happen, and then play your deal damage card after they pass again. Because let's say I played the lightning strike there after blocks, but before damage. If they had another pump, maybe a Go Wild, that recycled both of those, then I would just be throwing away my lightning strike. But there's no way they're going to preemptively buff it in that scenario, unless they know that I have this card already. Oh, am I on the wrong one? Alright, where were we? I just had some confusion there. Alright, so here this is going to be a problem, but we don't have anything to do about it. So I'm just going to have to chump it a couple of times. We're going to go ahead and drop this Knight of Shadows, which can actually attack through their blocker there. So probably Brand will block the Sea Titan. And we actually got a really great card for this situation. We have Soulstorm here. It's a new card. Starting with you, each player breaks a champion. Each player chooses a champion they don't control, and you break the rest. So what that means is, if I can lose this Brand, probably it's going to chump the Sea Titan. Then what'll happen is I can play a Soulstorm. My opponent has to choose Knight of Shadows, and then I can choose whatever they have that they don't play. I mean, that is just junk, like a human token or something. Interesting. I'm kind of expecting an Angel of Mercy here. I guess I got the chance to pick Angel of Mercy on a pick 2, so they can't have that. But discarding Avenging Angel here seems strange. Now we definitely want to hold on to this Heinous Feast, even though I could get some value here by banishing these. 5's a pretty good amount. We have this Angel of Death in hand, so I'm going to try and get loyalty with the Angel of Death. We also have some other evil loyalty 2s in the deck. So I'm probably going to hold on to my evil and good cards, especially strong, if I can. I mean, if this Brand gets removed, then I'll definitely use the Gargoyle as jump blocker, but it looks like they're not going to. So what's really nice about Sea Titan for the defender is that it's untargetable, which means that they can't give a breakthrough with Rage or Lash. So you can always jump block this, and it'll be safe to, unless they spend their gold to give it breakthrough or something. Bounty Hunter to banish it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try an Angel of Death. That's going to be our plan here. So if we want an Angel of Death, I think I do have to play the Watchful Gargoyle. I could draw 2 with the Soulstorm. That would bring me to 8-9. I think that's the play. Let's do it. Muse. Muse would normally be a great play here, but I'm definitely going to try and just clear the board here. I'll probably go for the Angel of Death plus Heinous Feast if I draw an evil card. Otherwise, I'll just Angel of Death pass. Angel of Death. Yeah, alright, so let's Angel of Death here. Let's go ahead and reveal... Maybe I'll hold on to the Heinous Feast and just do it after. I'll just show these 2. It's possible they play something like a Smash and Burn here. Now this is a lot to get with Heinous Feast. I gain 4 health, and then I banish. I just shut them off for cycle off 7 cards in discard pile. Pretty nice. I'm going to pass here, so even though I have 8 cards in hand, my opponent is very unlikely to not spend their gold, so it's better to just pass. And I'm going to go ahead and do it, I think. I might regret that decision, because I might need the evil card, but I'm going to have to discard anyway, and this is a great Heinous Feast. Gain 4, banish 8. Now if they pass to me here, I can drop the Muse. mean, it's possible they have something like a blue dragon, but I think they would just play that. And if his muse dies, it's a great target for no-scape, because you can no-scape, remove their guy, and then get back your muse. Or you can get back your Watchful Gargoyle. Alright, so it looks like, I don't know what they're going to get here. Maybe Bellowing Minotaur? They have 5 champions to choose from. This is a very unique Misguided Herald here. Lots of choices. Maybe Imperial Cavalry and get 3 humans. Maybe Dark-One's Apprentice, gain 3 health that shoots itself. But I'd probably go for the Bellowing Minotaur and just see if I can get him for 9. It is not easy to challenge. It's a 9/7. Although we would be happy if that happened, because we would temporal shift it. So we're going to go for the safer but less aggressive option of playing the Imperial Cavalry. So I'm going to go ahead and temporal shift the cavalry here. Pretty much just slows them down. They might end up playing that card. But it's just a good tempo play for us to reduce their board and draw a card. Alright, and then we're going to play this Muse here, see if we can get a extra card off of it. If this Muse gets removed, I will play the Watchful Gargoyle. So I can start swinging in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and draw 2 here. It's quite nice. So I do have Necromancer Lord, I can reanimate something. I think the play is Lightning Mage the Misguide, attack for 2, then Necromancer Lord back the Misguided Heralds. I think that's the play. And attacking for 2 here is pretty safe. It's risky against, a bit risky against Spike Trap, but they can't recycle, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if they Spike Trap that. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for it here. We only have 14 cards left in our deck. I guess I know, right? I banished... Haven't seen Thrasher Demon, Imperial Commander, Urgent Messengers. So I'll probably get Imperial Commander here. But I might whiff. I think there's like a 1 in 6 chance that I whiff. So yeah, I'm going to go for it here. I'm going to go ahead and... I could even just pass. But I have so many cards in hand that I think it's better to apply some pressure. Go ahead and reveal... We'll leave the Corpsemonger secret since our opponent knows about the other 2 already. See if we can get that Imperial Commander here. Alright, we got Thrasher Demon. I think we did hit the 1 in 6. And I'll just go ahead and attack right away, even though, I mean, it's kind of a weak attack here, but at 1 health. Flashfire or Plague would be kind of, I mean, I guess Flashfire would kill these human tokens that will block it anyway, so we'll just pass. I think the nice thing about having Thrasher Demon on defense is that it can block a random huge thing. Just prevents your opponent from attacking with big things. But at this point we have kind of a crazy board, so if they do have a board clear here, now would be the time. Looks like they don't, because they played the Imperial Cavalry. So the real question is, do I want to attack with this? If they have Draka's Fire, I'll be very sad if I don't attack with this. So I'm just going to go ahead and trade in for 3 human tokens. Because we did pass a Draka's Fire, and I'm going to play around it. Alright, yeah, I think they have it, because they just took the damage instead of blocking with their human tokens. So I'm expecting a Draka's Fire here. In which case, Watchful Gargoyle will eat a human token, and then we'll draw 2 with the no-scape. Anguish Demon. Alright, pretty close. This one's a lot worse for us, because we take 10, basically. I'm just going to draw 2 with the no-scape now. Alright, so we are going to play Wake the Dead here to break everything, and each player puts 3 zombie tokens into play, so I'm just going to use the Watchful Gargoyle to chunk this attack. So I won't take any damage. Our deck's getting pretty small, so I'm just going to put stuff on the bottom that I want to draw. So I'm going to toss the Heinous Feast down there, and probably the Lightning Strike. Right, do I have any ways to get back cards from my discard pile? Don't really want to toss a Necromancer or the Angel of Death in case I don't have Evil Loyalty later, which is, there's a high chance that will be the case. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So block here, we'll play the Wake the Dead on the next turn to break everything, and each player gets 3 zombies. And then we'll eat something out of their discard pile with the Corpse Monger after passing, and they pass back if we draw another evil card. I guess I'll probably want to hold on to it for Dark Assassin. But we're going to be taking a lot here. We're going to be taking 6 plus 8 is 14, so we'll be at 13. Could die. Could definitely die. Which is why I'm going to hold on to this Corpse Monger, and then if the opponent, oh, we're taking a lot more. Taking another 7, so that puts us at 8. So I have to play the Corpse Monger now because we know they have Flame Strike in their deck. I mean, I don't know, but it was first pack, second. It was pretty easy pick for Flame Strike, and they have Flame Strike in their deck. This play makes a lot of sense if you have Flame Strike in hand. And it makes a lot of sense either way, but we have to go for it. We have to go for the Flame Strike. What else we got? So Sandy's Feast can heal us, but it's kind of a tough heal. And I have to draw Hane's Feast and Wither in order to play this Dark Assassin with Loyalty too, so that's something to keep in mind. I could actually die to 2 if there was 2 cards played at the same time that both increased some stats here or did some damage to me. Like we didn't see Arm, we didn't see Brave Squire, we didn't see Go Wild, Rage, Lash. I can't really Lash, but we didn't see Dark Knight. Maybe we saw Dark Knight. Yeah, could just die here. I think we can still swing this though. I'm thinking maybe I just should have passed there on that one turn. I wasn't really thinking about my whole board getting cleared plus them getting a big leg up. So I think I just should have passed instead of playing the... I was just trying to punish the fact that they had a small number of cards in hand, but I think it backfired. Alright, so we're at 6. So I'm definitely going to play this. And then I'm definitely going to gain 3 health. Do this first so that I can keep the Corpse Monger in play. Go ahead and eat... I kind of want to eat the Rally of the People, but it's not worth it. Let's just get rid of the... If they could bring something back, the most difficult one for us to deal with would be the Anguish Demon, so I'm going to get rid of that. We know that they don't have Angel of Mercy because we discarded it, we burned it. So I don't need to worry about the Good Champion, because they have Breath of Life. But I really do think that in hand right now they have a card that will actually kill me. I think they have a deal 7 or something similar. Could go ahead and recycle here. It's kind of necessary. Actually, I'm realizing now I don't have an off-turn play. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and toss our recycle. And could actually get away with healing off of Brand, so I'll take the Brand back, or I'll take the No Escape. We can No Escape and then get back Brand or something similar. Alright. Kind of dumping a lot of cards out here, but I think we're in a bit of a desperate situation. I think this game is recoverable. We don't have very many plays to make. They're recalling Ride the People, which is usually a sign that you're out of steam. However, we could die. We could just die very easily to something. Can't have Level Double. Can't have no Faithful Pegasus, I think. So we're in a good spot, I think. Could definitely die to 2 burn cards, but if this Corpse Monger survives, I think we win this game. I think if this Corpse Monger stays alive and next turn we start with it. So I think they will likely spend resources to get rid of this Corpse Monger. Or recycle away. Doesn't really do anything, I can banish random champions. Interesting. It was a weird play. I mean, I'm just going to draw 2 anyway. Feels like a trap, but I'm not sure how they could punish me. So I'm just going to make the most obvious play. Oh, nice. We got to consume. That's perfect. I'm not going to use it yet. I think playing the rally the people, if you're not going to attack, the rally the people recall was bad because now I spend my gold. All right, they made good plays, so that one was I was confused. I thought they had some trick up their sleeve. I'm gonna get rid of the Misguided Herald now. I suppose I'll have a hard time dealing with the human token, so I'm actually going to get rid of the Imperial Cavalry. That'll get me up to 12. And from here, I think we're in such a good position, it would be hard for us to do badly. I'm gonna go ahead and probably just get in with 1 zombie token, or maybe 2. I just want to see if they bite and want to block this with a human token or something. If they don't, then probably just passing. I could play something. I don't have anything amazing to do with my golds, so I'm just going to be passing here. I mean, I'd just be getting out a big body, but at the end of the day, I'm in a winning position. They do have less cards in hand, but I don't want to lose to gigantic burn cards happening twice. So I can't pass here. I mean, I can't just play something. I mean, I might be able to get away with it. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So now I can hunting pack that and consume, and I won't die to the flame strike. That's exactly what I was talking about. So we're going to go ahead and get in with our zombie tokens here because we're going to have 3 wolf tokens. And I'll also attack, I need 4 block, or I only need 3 because I'm going to play consume, so I'm going to attack with all 3 of these. We'll do the zombie tokens first. They're not going to block here because they think this is a desperate play on my part. Or maybe I'm not sure what they're thinking. Alright, so let's attack with the Citadel Scholar. We're going to have 3 blockers here, so now it's even safer to do so. Alright, nice. That's good to see. We're just chipping away at their resources here. I'm going to go ahead and hunting pack, kill the hunting raptors, and I'll consume away a zombie token, which will bring us to 11, so we don't die to flame strike anymore. We could still lose if they draw, basically if they just play flame strike next turn, then they drew a card that gives them lethal, which means that we probably lose. Like if they just draw a whirlwind, I think is what it's called, the one that deals 7 damage to all champions and players, then we lose. But I think aside from that, I think that's their only out. I think we're in a great spot here. Draka's Fire. Not choosing to do damage to players as well, which I think I would have done. That would put me in a position where I need to do something or I die. I mean, they do need the card draw for sure, but probably would have just also chosen the end players mode. Try and go for the win. I think the longer this game gets drawn out, the more likely my chances. In fact, I only have 7 cards left. I could try out my deck as well. Let's see, 18. What could I draw that would matter? Heinous Feast would matter. Just considering Wolf's biting here. Toss away the Corpse Monger and the Consume. Let's go for it. Go ahead and get in for 9 here. See what they want to do about that. Then I'll pass. Usually, by the way, when I say it's a good position, I do mean it's obviously still quite losable, but I do think it's a position that is highly winnable. I have lots of ways to gain health in my deck. I'm probably going to play Knight of Shadows here, even though I could nuke them for 9. Knight of Shadows puts a similar clock on them, and as in the same number of turns until they lose. But also it just trims down their hand, which has a couple of cards in it that I don't want to see played. The main advantage to playing the Sky Serpent here is that I hit them for 9, they go down to 12, and then if they deal 7 to all champions and players, they're at 5, so that would be riskier for them, even though it'd still probably be fine for them. I'd also like to just draw into my health gain card, so we're just going to play the Knight of Shadows here. I need another off-turn play as well, which I didn't have. Keep forgetting to check for that. Alright, so yeah, I think we're good now, because I'm going to draw 2, and then draw a card, and then draw 2, so on my next turn I'll have access to any card that I want from this pool. Wait, no, there's 7 cards in here. Not sure what 2 cards are missing. It's got to be Lightning Strike, right? Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike and Consume are missing from this list. Alright. So yeah, I'm at 11, and they have Flame Strike in hand, so I'm effectively at 3. I discard one of the cards we know about already. But that's fine. That's fine. We're going to draw 2 cards here. Yeah, you can never rally the people back. Didn't realize they still have their gold. Oh, yeah. But it makes sense. They've recalled that card multiple times, so I think they should have Flame Striked me. This was a perfect time to Flame Strike me, and the rally people is not doing anything for them. I mean, sure, it's delaying a bit, but I don't think this is a game about clocks. At least, they need to burst me down, basically. I have the advantage if the game goes long. And what if they just drew Whirlwind right here, or some other deeper damage card? If they Flame Struck me, then they could win. But now, they have to hope that this is a card that can help them stabilize. And they had Draka's Fire here. They chose to play it for the deal to each opposing champion. It's true. If I was playing more aggressive cards, that would be perfectly reasonable. But our deck just happens to be very, very mid-range. We have a lot of cards which put us ahead, but not very many cards that will punish our opponent or gain a lot of value on board. Alright, well, we have a Wither for all 3 of those zombies, so this is kind of silly. I'll go ahead and draw 2 first. Heinous Feast could gain 3 health. Probably not worth it. We'll wait for that rally the people to go into the discard pile. I mean, I'm definitely not dead yet, because they, if I was dead, they would have just played it. And it won't be done on my turn, because if they draw 2, they won't get 11 damage. If they draw any number of cards, they won't get 11 damage. I don't need to play it yet. I might even choose myself. That would be so sad if I had to do that, because that would make this game go very long. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I would gain 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'd gain 8, plus if any of my champions die, I'd also gain health for them. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just start attacking. Attack the unblockable champion first. So this way, if they have heal, I mean, it doesn't really matter here. If they have turn, then they can't turn my werewolf and block my unblockable champion. It's worse against Spike Trap, for sure. See if they want to take all this. It's a lot of damage to just take. But I don't have a way to finish them. I'm just going to hit them with these, and then maybe I'll just go for the Sky Serpent. Alright, there's the... Get value out of this right now. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, they kind of have to Flame Strike me. We're going to go ahead and actually Lightning Strike this. This way we can kill them with Sky Serpent. I'm probably just going to go for it here. They have Flame Strike on one other card when they haven't been able to play off-turn cards very often, so they probably are going to be forced to play Flame Strike here. And I can probably just play this and kill them with it. We are going to make, I will leave the Wolf. Nice. Alright, we just gained 8 off of that because they couldn't choose. I mean, of course it's nice. It's always nice if you can just win, but yeah. We also have a very good clock here. We have 4 cards left in our deck. So that means is I'm going to play this and hit them for 9. And then they're out 1. And we also can draw 2 and then draw 2 again on our next turn, and we win that way. So we effectively came back here. It was looking a little grim for a bit, but we definitely stabilized. At this point, the opponent would need a lot of things to come back from this game. I'm not sure what they could even do. They'd have to do something like play a 0-cost card, play... Yeah, I don't even know what they could do here. It's a break all. It's a good start. Plus they also had Amnesia. Whoa. Alright. We're going to play this Urgent Messengers then. Maybe they have a deal 2 in hand. I have Ultra Gargoyle as well, so I'm not really worried about dying. I was not expecting that, I'll tell you that much. Oh, what if they have Rage? I made a mistake. If they have Rage, I lose. I should have also played Ultra Gargoyle. Well, this is a pretty significant one. I should have played Ultra Gargoyle there as well. Alright, didn't matter. I would have been so sad to have lost that to Rage there. I may have a... Actually, I think I have a Consume left in the deck, so I could have gained 3 health as well. Yeah, I do have a Consume left in the deck. Alright, yep, that's what it is. It's going to be game. We're just going to draw 2 to end it. Alright. Good game, Epic Spain. Wow, that was a real game. That was an intense battle. Alright. And we don't have that much time left in the stream, but I will play another game here. I'll probably just join the queue. Let me just make sure I don't have a challenge from anyone. Alright. Join the queue, see if we can get another good game in. Sometimes Dark Draft games end so quickly, sometimes they're long. It kind of depends on how the game flow plays. Sometimes, you know, you just play a threat that your opponent can't answer and then you defeat them with it. Other times, I think our deck naturally led to that kind of game happening. We had some life gain, we had discard pile banishment, we had a couple of ways, we had, I guess, what, 2 ways to clear the board, Angel of Death plus the other one? I guess 3 ways, if you count on the soul swap. And, oh, we're up against Tom. Alright, Tom Epic Gaming. Once again, I do think it's Citadel Scholar. There's some interesting choices here. I think Murderous Necromancer is very good. And I would like to play with Abyss Summoner in Dark Draft, but I think Citadel Scholar is the way to go. It's a bit early to take cards like that. I know Tom is a big fan of Murderous Necromancer, so I might just take it there. I'll take the Forced Exile here and probably the Champion of the Wicked. I mean, it's an ambush 5 offense, so it's going to be fine. Breath of Life's a bit awkward because even though it does gain us a bunch of health, that's not a mode that you always want. And bring back a good champion, I mean. Ooh, I almost just didn't pick one. I should have picked the 2 first. Alright, we're all set. This is an interesting option. I think I like Kong the best. Lightning Storm and Little Devil are also quite good. We can expect our opponent to take Power Story and Lightning Storm here, although Little Devil's also a reasonable option, which is good to know. I want to pick up the Kong. I like the comeback cards like that. I don't generally play, the way I play is not conducive to burning my opponent out. Another good pack. I don't really want to rally the people, but I could honestly take any 2 of these. I think it's probably Guild Demon and Frantic Digging. Winter Fairy is also quite good, but I think both these cards are fantastic. I mean, I've talked about how Guild Demon is just one of my pet cards, banishing cards in discard pile. It's always important to have one of those in your Dark Draft deck. You don't need to banish the entire discard pile, just some way to interact, in case your opponent goes super deep into Plentiful Dead or something like that. Alright, what could we pick here? So we could take the Blue Dragon. Blue Dragon's a pretty good card. You could also take the Vilify, which is 2 demon tokens, or you break a 0-cost champion and gain health equal to its defense. Unfortunately, I think we have too many 0-cost cards for me to really want to pick up more. I'm going to take the Blue Dragon here and try and balance things out. Vanishing's nice because you can also draw 2 with it. And it works pretty well with cards like Guild Demon, Kong, Avenging Angel, Triceratops. They're both pretty good. I think Triceratops is the safer play, but I also personally have a lot of success with Avenging Angel, so I'm going to take the Avenging Angel. Especially because we have a lot of 0-cost champions, I think we're going to be able to get our opponent to spend their gold first. Right now we're already running 3 0-cost champions, so we'll try and play a deck that can abuse the fact that we have a lot of 0-cost champions and pick up some more. Like, I'll probably take this Lightning Strike here. I think Xanos and Medusa are also reasonable options, but I mean, our opponent, I guess if they took Murderous Necromancer early pack, they're going to be very happy about this, so hopefully they did not. They actually probably took a Murderous Necromancer Abyss Summoner. Oh well, Lightning Strike's still very, very good for us, so I'm going to take that. Alright, I think I'm going to take the Sequester and the Divine Judgment here, so this will give us a discard pile banishment. And the bounce too. Bouncing is better the more a few things make bouncing better. So if your deck has a lot of ways to force the opponent to do things, to act first, it's better. I don't think I'm going to be able to use the value on Feint, and I'm not going to have loyalty on Chamber of the Cards, because these are just the better 2 cards in our deck. And you can also bounce your own champions with Sequester, so you can do things like return one of your opponent's champions and your champion with Recycle, and then replay it for the recycle value. Interesting choice here. It's probably going to be Lash for me. I think we have good targets for Lash. Kong is a great target, just so big. Avenging Angel is a great target. You gain the health back. And picking up more zeros that you can spend your gold on, I think, is the way to go in this deck. That's what we want. Alright. Thank you, Tom. I think it's going to be Chronicler Hunting Pack. I've talked about how I think Hunting Pack is just a great card in a lot of decks. I wasn't that impressed with Sky Serpent last game. We've already got Avenging Angel, so I don't want to have multiple cards that do basically the same thing in my hand, so I'm not going to take that. Chronicler is nice because it works best with 0-cost cards. When you can play it, get back a 0-cost card, and then immediately play that 0-cost card if necessary. Just gives you a lot more utility. So here, it's going to be Bitten, but there are a couple of interesting options. I think Brand is probably not right in this deck. It's definitely either Reusable Knowledge or Bitten. Reusable Knowledge is reasonable here because, again, it works best with 0-cost cards, which we have a lot of. I think I'm going to try and swing the Reusable Knowledge. I don't play this a lot in many decks. I think it might be wrong to pass the Bitten here. It might help Tom play up the evil strategy, but I want to play with Reusable Knowledge. I don't play with it that often. So here, man, Juggernaut's a pretty good card for our deck. Let's do the 2 evils. I also really like Dark One's Apprentice. It's underrated. Pick that up as well. We need more ways to spend our gold. I've been trying to pick zero cost cards when possible that also have another one cost mode so that we don't run out of plays to make really. Lessons learned probably does work in this deck. We have a lot of targets for it. Well, Soulstorm is also reasonable. We have a lot of good targets for Soulstorm. I'm gonna try playing this new card. I'm gonna try and pick the new cards more than I normally would so that we can see them in action. So if there's two options that are pretty close and one of them's new, then I'm going to take the new card. It's probably going to be Temporal Shift and Hands from Below here. I think that's the play. And Fairy is also fine. Sea Hydra just doesn't do enough of what we want. We want these cards are very good at again giving us that tempo advantage. So our deck's going to be all about tempo. We're going to be establishing a board presence and then keeping our opponent off of messing with us. So here it's definitely Watchful Gargoyle or Draka's Fire. The cards are both reasonable in our deck, and I think it's going to be the Watchful Gargoyle, as I believe we just have the one recycle. So I'm happy to pick up another, and it kind of fulfills the same slot. As long as I have cards to recycle, it will draw us into something else, so it won't be taking up space in our deck. Once you start to get a lot of those, then basically have sort of 4 recycles, because playing a recycle event reduces your discard pile size by 1, so does playing a reusable knowledge is 0, and Chronic Allowance -1, because you lose the card that you get back from your discard pile. Alright, let's go ahead and take the Time Thief here. Again, we're just going with the same strategy I was talking about, and we'll play this Dragonling here. I think it has potential. Noble Martyr is also a reasonable pick here. Honestly, those are all reasonable picks, but I'll take that one. I think it's going to be Flanking Maneuver so that we have more card draw. It does go very well with our hunting pack. Could take the Gold Dragon now that our deck's more fleshed out, but I don't have that many good champions. I can't really play Draka. I have 3, 4 other wild cards. Could play High King, but again, I don't have that many. I'm not really playing a color this time. I'm just kind of playing cards, if that makes sense. I think it's going to be these two. I might just renege on the removal and say, oh, well, Howl's removal. Because if I give a champion +5/+5 and it gets blocked by something and my champion would normally die, now it takes down their champion, it's basically 0 cost removal. So we'll go ahead and use that as a removal effectively. And because we've been trying to pick 0 cost cards that have other modes, we'll be less likely to run into issues with our card draw here. I think Corpse Taker would actually be good in this deck. That being said, it's not good in most decks, so I'm likely going to take the Wolfspite here. The Wolfspite's just going to be a high quality card. It'll help us deal with small champions. Right now we just have Dark One's Apprentice, and I think that might be it. I guess Blue Dragon as well. You don't usually want to use Lightning Strike on a 0 cost champion, but sometimes you do. And Hands from Below is situational. A lot of the time I'm just going to be playing that for the 2 zombies. How many Sage cards do we have? Likely going to be those 2. I think it's almost definitely. I think we can hit the Loyalty 2 on Helion pretty frequently, and this is a Punisher, which we can also play if it's our only card in hand that we can use. You can use it to establish the board, just draw a card. Play it as kind of like a weak Triceratops type of thing. Alright, overall, I'm pretty excited to play this deck. I think this deck is exciting. It's got something new. I don't usually build this kind of deck in Dark Draft. So we're going first here. I don't want the reusable knowledge. On turn plays that establish. We have Blue Dragon, Djinn of the Sands, Juggernaut, a couple of 0 cost champions, so Dragonling and Thrasher Demon. I want to say that's all of the ones that I would want to play on my turn, so 5. So, not bad. Mulliganing here would give me a pretty high chance of drawing one of them. I definitely want to keep the Flanking Maneuver because we're going to be drawing 2 in the early game. I'm going to toss the reasonable knowledge for sure. And probably the Helion, honestly. I don't think I'm going to be able to get loyalty to with this in the early game. And I'll just toss the Divine Judgment. We'll see if we can get one of those cards I was just mentioning. We good, we've got Thrasher Demon. Alright, let's come in for 3. Now, Flanking Maneuver is a new card. It puts a Wolf token into play, and then you give a Wild Champion plus 2 offense, plus 2 defense. Alright, they're going to banish that, which means that was basically an even trade, except we're slightly behind because we don't have the card in discard pile. I'm probably going to play this Flanking Maneuver anyway, just to draw 2 and make a Wolf token. I think that it's going to be hard to match that off turn. Like, we could pass back and forth, but my deck's more reactive anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and make the play. I think that making a Wolf token and drawing 2 is something that would be difficult for Tom to have a play that was stronger than that using his off-turn gold. Yep, just going to draw 2 himself. So it worked out quite well for us. I mean, it's not like the Wolf token is going to be a huge deal, but we can start hitting him with this. We're going to be doing a lot of this attack and then pass type of play. And Tom, I think, is experienced enough that he will notice that's happening, and he's doing things like this. All right. What do we want to deal? Well, we can probably try and get value out of this Frantic Digging if we can get our hand size to 0. If it's the last card you play, then you don't have to discard a card. Because whenever you play a card in Epic, you do as much as you can. So we're going to try and do that. I'm going to play this Dark One's Apprentice. I'm tempting to also play this Champion of the Wicked. I think I will, so we can also attack. Then we'll attack for 8 with the Dark One's Apprentice, and then we'll attack with the Champion of the Wicked. Probably do something like, here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting we attack with Dark One's Apprentice, and the Champion of the Wicked gets removed. But we will see. If that happens, then I will in fact Soulstorm, and it'll be extremely valuable. Although, okay, that's fine with me. Quite happy with that trade. Go ahead and Lightning Strike that. Then we can start swinging with this Champion of the Wicked. That's really nice here as we are getting close to that magical Frantic Digging. Our deck is pretty chock full of action, so we should be totally alright, and I'm going to pass here. 5's a lot to take every turn, so this is a clock. We are lower on cards, but the Frantic Digging is basically 2 cards. We're going to draw a card and recycle off of it. I think we have a very good hand for reacting to our opponent. We can play the Soulstorm, choose the human token. Our champion survives, the rest get broken. So this is just to break everything except for the human token right now. So for example, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, you can have that human token. You can choose my Champion of the Wicked. It's going to be pretty insane here. What do we see? I'm just going to remind myself. It was Dark Offering, Corpse Taker, and Murderous Necromancer. So if we draw a 0 cost card here, then we can Hunting Pack, play the 0, and also... Alright, we did not, so we're not worrying about that right now. I'm not sure what I'd get back with Chronicler. Maybe the Lightning Strike. I'll pass here. Hunting Pack is going to be very good against the Murderous Necromancer that Tom's about to play. Thought Plucker. Okay, this is actually, I think, good for us. I'll play this. I'll play the Hunting Pack to get rid of the Thought Plucker, then I'll Frantic Digging. The only thing that's bad about this play is if we get Amnesia or Heinous Feast. I'm not sure how you say the past participle of that. Anyway, alright, yeah, we should be good then. 2 damage to it for each wolf you have in play. We go ahead and Frantic Digging, discard nothing. We go ahead and recycle. We want to keep. What do we have as far as recursion? We have nothing, I think. Doesn't look like we have anything that matters. So it doesn't matter what we pick, really. Do you have Unquenchable Thirst? No, we do not have Unquenchable Thirst. Play around Zombie Apocalypse, and we'll just go ahead and banish 2 events that I'll be happy to draw in the late game here. The only thing that was sad about that play is now we don't have a good answer to Murder of Necromancer in our pocket, but still good. Still perfectly reasonable here. Draucus Fire. Alright. So this is fine. We're going to go up to 4 in hand on at the start of our turn, and then I can play this Juggernaut here to draw a card and hit him again. We're going to pass, and then when this human attacks, I'll play the Watchful Gargoyle and block it. Go ahead and recycle away Frantic Digging. Again, I'm just choosing cards that I think would be very good to draw in the late game. Vanishing. Probably going to discard Howl to the Thought Plucker, so I'm not going to play it yet. I was considering making 2 wolf tokens here, but I think that the play is just hold on to it and discard it to Thought Plucker. Definitely do not want to go to empty hand. Start my turn. Hopefully get Wolf's Bite. That would be the best draw. Dragonling. Alright. We are going to recycle with Citadel Scholar. We're going to do that before attacking, I think. I mean, was our opponent going to Flash Fire? Don't have Wolf's Bite. They could play Lightning, the one that I didn't take, the Ambush 3/3, deals 2 damage, or they could play the list is pretty small. The other one's Flame Spike. If they Flash Fire, it's not very good for them. I just really don't want to get my discard pile banished right now. I think that would cause me probably to lose. I think that Tom picks those type of cards pretty highly. I'm going to go ahead and play this first. Let's go ahead and recycle away Hunting Pack, Lightning Strike. We'll play around Zombie Apocalypse still. Attack for 2. Let's go ahead and get him with the Juggernaut. Probably going to discard Dragonling, actually. It's kind of tempting to just pass here. Can't imagine Tom has a really good play to punish me. I think it's just going to play the Thought Blocker. We'll see, though. Yep. Goodbye, Dragonling. Maybe I draw 2 and try and find a Wolf's Bite or something. It's off. As much as I would like to play this Juggernaut, if I remove that, I am ahead on board significantly. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay. Flash is fine. It's a fine answer to it. The real question is, do I play it now or during attacks? This is my only play, the only way to spend my gold, so I think I'd pass here. Then I think I play it and recall it when the Thought Plucker attacks, because it can be banished by the Corpse Taker. I would really want to play it when I attack. I really want to play it before attacks, but I think this is the way to go. Go ahead and lash that and then recall it back immediately. This is kind of broadcasts that I don't have any other real play to make, but the lash is going to be really helpful. So we are basically trying to nuke down our opponent here, so I need to make the most out of my cards. Final task here would probably cause us to lose. I guess I could Guild Demon that, but I don't want to play around Final Task. We saw it would have had to be in the last 2 cards because, or 3 cards, because when Tom played the when Tom played Xanos, they revealed Murderous Necromancer, Dark Offering, and that card. And they've drawn 1 off Thought Plucker, 1 off the Dracus Fire, and 1 from the turn, I think. Alright, that's fine. Kind of want to make 2 wolves here. Let's do it. Being at 12 is a low number. And definitely, Tom does definitely not have spot removal for my small things. So I'm just going to keep getting down here. Go ahead and see if we can get in. He's going to try and draw out my Lash, I assume. So if he has removal, he's going to try and spin it on the second wolf token after I Lash it, but I'm not going to. I'll let both attack, and then I'll play the Juggernaut and swing. Juggernaut might not be answerable. But if he takes 8, sorry, if he takes 4, he goes to 8. If I Lash here, and then he removes the wolf token, then Juggernaut plus Guilt Demon still does get there. So that's an argument for playing the Lash off the wolf token. Gonna gain 7. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Jazz. I know, I mean, I feel like the Whirlwind there was reasonable, but we definitely saw the downside of Whirlwind that time where it deals damage to yourself, so. Especially when you're the aggressor. Interesting. Interesting. Afraid of something that would kill him. You know, go to blockers. Go to damage. I mean, the Juggernaut would be the last thing to Lash, but it's also the most vulnerable to something like a Hasty Retreat. Now, what, 12, 13, 14? 3 left. Lash would be lethal. Let's try and get there. Let's go ahead and get rid of Thought Plucker and Xanos. See if we can win this just off the Juggernaut play. Juggernaut's just very hard to remove, but it could be bounced or something. I mean, there's an argument for Lashing the Guilt Demon because it can't be returned to hand very effectively. I mean, it would be kind of a waste of a play to return to hand. Alright, well, let's see if we win. Could win here. Could not win. Probably should have tried to spend the Lash so that my gold was spent. As it stands, I don't have a way to spend my gold off turn. Alright, there's transform. Alright. Oh, looks like we're passing then. We're in an okay spot. We could still get blown out, and if Tom just plays a board wipe here, then I'll be in trouble. I'll be forced to hand turn below and make 2. Probably, I do think I should have lashed probably a wolf token. No, at least he didn't try and. I mean, it would have been pretty risky to try and just take the 9 instead of letting me and hoping that I lash it, but. I mean, also, because it makes sense for me to lash a wolf token, maybe that means he's thinking I have a fireball in my hand. Or another Blitz Champion. Anyway, that mobilize did really help there. Gaining 7 is a lot of health to gain for 0. Tried to go for the win because there's not many ways you can deal with a Juggernaut. But Tom caught me in the act, so here we are. We are behind in a lot of ways, but we're very ahead on board and on health. Don't have a way to spend my gold, unfortunately. That should say a lot to Tom there. Let's go ahead and attack with this first so that we get the activation. Let's go ahead and banish Silver Dragon, because if that gets put back into play, it eats all of our wolf tokens. So if Tom had it would be fantastic for Tom to reanimate that with either of the 2 new cards, Invoke Pact or Breath of Life, which brings like a good champion, and eat all of my wolf tokens, and then also block this Guild Demon. I would not have anything to do about it. So let's not have that happen. Let's go ahead and banish that. Mobilize will probably be the card that I take out next, but not too worried about that. Lessons learned. Yeah, see, this is not that big of a problem to me because Tom takes 5 from this. It's just in a good spot. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2. Alright, we don't have an off-turn play to make again. This game's definitely winnable for Tom. I mean, I could just die to like Dual Flame Strike or something. And that was also a good example of why you should attack with Guild Demon first. And I did think about, that's not good. That means we're gonna be taking that. Dead to Flame Strike here. Could definitely lose, or not Dead to Flame Strike. Dead to Double Lightning Storm, which might happen. Go ahead and make 2 zombies. Got lots of threats here. Hit for 4, that puts Tom down to 9. So Lash puts Tom down to 4. Sorry, Lash puts Tom down to 5. Good win with Gin of Sands. Alright, well, let's see what we do with these. Insurgency. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We might be able to just win off. Oh! I forgot about this. I made a mistake. All 4 of these are going to block this. And then he'll gain. I think all 4 should have blocked because then he would gain 8. Forgot about how this would buff it. I shouldn't have battle passed there. I should have returned that to hand and had a banish card. Oh well. It's alright. That changes things significantly. We're going to have to play this and then pass with it up. So I can block that. And then when he removes this, then I can temporal shift it. And my zombie token can hold off these human tokens, then I can attack for 2 next turn. It's gonna have to be the play. Could attack for 8 here, put him down to 9, but then I temporal shift his Gold Dragon when it attacks, and he replays it, so that's not a viable line. Yeah, I could use the Lash before Jin here, but interesting choice here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let him gain the health and blocking this with the zombie token, I'm guessing. This is fine. I'm going to take 2 here, go down to 7, and hope that nothing bad happens. Or maybe I should have lashed one of those tokens. That was a mistake on my part. Alright, we are going to take 2 here, because I could have killed both tokens for 1 lash, and then he also would only gain 1. And then I could just die to Fires of Rebellion here, I guess. It'd be very sad if I died to Fires of Rebellion. But, you know, it's a risk you gotta take. Definitely the right play here is to just take these 2 and let Tom decide what he wants to do. Your messengers, okay. That means I'm going to temporal shift that. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And then activate Gin of Sands to draw another card. Gin of Sands is putting in work here. We get to draw a card off of it, and then it'll be a big airborne threat. Yeah, that Gold Dragon was so relevant. I might be able to do something with Avenging Angel, though. Probably going to have to attack for 7. Then when it gets in, he'll be at 14. Maybe I'll lash it, just to try and get him to use removal so I can play his Avenging Angel. Well, there goes nothing. I really want him to play something like an Erase here. That'd be perfect. So I can play his Avenging Angel. I think we can get in. I mean, I think this is a win-win, right? Either he removes this, or I get to deal 4 for 0 to him on a card that I can recur. Seems like a good deal. So I'm going to go ahead and hit for 11 here. This also makes it seem like I have 10 damage of lethal in my hand, which I don't. But he'll be very hesitant to let this hit him if it looks like I am going for lethal. He has a random way to deal with this. And I can get my Righteous Airborne Champion down. Ah, yes. I'm not sure if I should be happy about that, but we're going to attack with this Avenging Angel. Ah. It's like I also have a gold. Now we're both at, I guess I'll be at 13 to 15, but he has to deal with this before he can make any attacks. It's a close game. Close game. That was a card that I decided to pick the Kong over. It looks like I would have been better off with Lightning Storm in this situation. On the other hand, if Tom had the Kong here, I might also be sad, so far so good. So even though Tom could play the Gold Dragon here, it wouldn't actually help that much. It would just be there to block my Avenging Angel. Because the Avenging Angel prevents attacking when it's turned sideways. Or rather, the opponent can't attack when it's expended. So because this card is here and expended, Tom either has to pass back to me, which is a terrible play, right? In the long run, I'll just keep attacking. Probably the play is going to be Tom just recalls Lightning Storm. That'd be the worst case scenario for me. Playing a draw 2 is perfectly fine. Yeah, it's not good. Well, I think we still time or let's recall Lash, actually. It's kind of like playing a draw 2. So now this will get removed by the Lightning Storm. Sure. Must have like a wolf spike, like a something, a wither or consume probably. Well, let's go ahead and attack here first. I'm guessing this will block, and then somehow my champion will die. Maybe a Go Wilds. That makes sense. Interesting. I probably wouldn't have played the little level there if that was the case. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Don't know. So I could do a couple of things. I feel like Blue Dragon is the best play because it gives me that extra card, which might be really necessary. And it puts me in a position to block. I mean, the nice thing about Kong is that Kong Lash is just lethal, pretty much always. So I could Kong that and then pass, but it just locks me in to what my play is going to be. Yeah, I think that's the play, though. Now, I wish I picked up more Gold Dragons and whatnot. This deck has been very good at provoking, which is what our deck is all about. It's provoking. That's true. That's true. Maybe I should have done that. You're right, I didn't even consider chaining Blue Dragon and Wolfspite. That was definitely the play. Wolfspite first, or it doesn't matter which one first. Probably Blue Dragon first. Doesn't matter though. Yeah, no, I think that was the play. This is just a good time to play this. Kong's going to be good to play most of the time, but this is also fine. The Time Thief's a good tempo play. It's just these human tokens here are actually really making it difficult. Feeding Frenzy? Maybe. Maybe. If it gets Feeding Frenzy, I can still start attacking with my 2/2, and then Blue Dragon the other one, so I'm going to call your bluff, Tom. What have you got for me? Let's see, I guess. I think it's probably Feeding Frenzy or nothing. One of those two. Or I want to redraw. Citadel Scholar and Watchful Gargoyle. Reusable Knowledge is a nice pickup. The card's going to be quite useful. We've got just a plethora of options here. It's possible that our discard pile will get banished at some point, but we did pick up one of the banished halls. I mean, it did get passed to us, so maybe Tom has one in his deck. Amnesia or something. Maybe it's a card that he doesn't want to play because these turns have been so tight, like it could be a Heinous Feast, not Heinous Feast. It could be a Grave Demon or an Erratic Research. Those cards both cost gold. I'm curious. Maybe it's a Banishall and he just wants to get rid of his column right now. Free call. Alright. I think the play is bring back Wolfsbite and replay it. That draws us 2 into our deck, and also we get a pretty significant board advantage. What do we draw? Helion. It's also a good card in this situation. Go ahead and toss back the Guild Demon and Sequester. I'm going to attack with the zombie tokens first in case he has Wither in hand. If I attack with the wolf token, he might block with the zombie and then play Wither to kill all the zombies. Vilify to make 2 demon tokens. Alright. Fair enough. Not a bad play. Hold on just a second. See. Alright, I think the play is going to be just start attacking, and then I can Blue Dragon whichever one takes the hits. And if we trade all of these in, and then there's just these 2 left, I can just Helion and kill both. I think that's definitely what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with, like I said, the wolf token first. Or even in the Blue Dragon, break that, pass, or something like that. Using the Lash is okay. It's not the craziest thing in the world. The one thing about playing the Helion now is we definitely get the Loyalty 2, which we're unlikely to do later in the game. I mean, I guess we have plenty of Sage cards in our deck still. Interesting block here. Maybe a Wither's coming. Interesting. Well, okay, let's just, now I want to play the Blue Dragon. I don't know what's happening here. Is he just going to take 4 if I attack with these one at a time? If he takes 4, he's at 11. Then I can Thrasher Demon, he's at 8. He won't go to 8. Lash does 4, Blue Dragon does 2. I kind of want a group attack here. I think that might be the play. Let's attack one at a time. See who wants to block. Alright, I'll just Blue Dragon that and then pass. I might try and recall Lightning Storm here. Seems like a reasonable play. I may do something like swing with zombie, lash it, Thrasher Demon swing. I think that's probably the move. I'm expecting something like a Lightning Storm to kill both of these on his turn. I might just take this. Alright, let's lash that. This deals 2 to him, he goes down to 13, and then I can Thrash him, he goes down to 10. We have a lot of zero cost cards this time. A lot of zero cost cards to play with. Now we also, whenever we play a Sage card, we get to deal 2, that's very important. He might just try and Lightning Storm us, but at this point I put enough pressure on him that I can actually threaten lethal if he Lightning Storms me here. Look at this, my deck here. I have life gain in the form of Darkwind's Apprentice. So if he there's Murderous Necromancer. Alright, Murderous Necromancer is coming down. Gonna reveal an Apocalypse and a Dark Offering to put 2 things into play. We're just going to draw 2, I think. I could play this Time Thief, deal 2 damage to Tom. Then it's like this Blue Dragon has to be removed, right? Return like Murderous Necromancer to hand or something like that. Also a reasonable play. I mean, this is almost definitely going to be Lightning Stormed, and then 2 to me. Let's just draw 2 here. Our decks are getting pretty small. This Helion could be very good. So you can Helion gain control of Murderous Necromancer, it gains Blitz, and then you can use the Murderous Necromancer, usually to break itself to make a zombie token. So if he just goes for the tempo play, I'll probably do something along those lines. If he just tries to Lightning Storm, kill that and the Wolf token, let's say. Not attacking with the Thrasher Demon here makes it look like I have Rax's Displeasure. Break all non-demons. Yeah, no, Time Thief's very good against Gold Dragon, but I'm actually not very worried about Gold Dragon anymore. I don't think he's ever going to have the time to play it. It's very risky to just drop it and swing. The nice thing about playing the Time Thief there, if I did want to, is that it just puts a lot of pressure, right? We clear things, the whole board gets removed, and then I still get in for a little bit of damage. But this is also very good. We're in a very good spot here. I've got all these recycles in my deck. I've got 8 cards left. We've got to banish all. We can banish our entire discard pile with Sequester. So he's not going to draw out. Unless he pulls some Gudgeon shenanigans or something. If he dropped Gudgeon and just power drew cards, I could lose to that. We haven't got much time on the clock yet, so I have to also keep an eye on that. But I think the play here is going to be hit for 6. And then, so he can't take this. If he takes this, he loses. I play Helion, deal 2 damage, deal 4 damage to him. 2 from Blue Dragon, 2 from this. I think he's aware that Blue Dragon can deal 8 by itself, so he's just trying to figure out whether to deal 2 damage to the Wolf token or 2 damage to me with the Lightning Storm. I've drawn a lot more cards than him. He has Whirlwind in his discard pile. Darkest Fire got banished, but it's in the bottom 5, so he can't have seen it yet. He's got another 6 cards left before he starts redrawing cards. I've just drawn a lot of cards, which is kind of funny because I think this deck was more supposed to be tempo based. Maybe he's thinking of some kind of like spending 2 or 3 cards to deal with this, but put himself in a very good position, or overcommit to the board by accident. Yeah, there's a race. He's kind of afraid of me dropping at Avenging Angel, maybe, or something along those lines. So let's see what we want to do here. It's probably going to be Thrasher Demon comes in, takes out a zombie token. Let's do that first. I mean, all 3 could block this, and then all 3 would die because this breaks any champion damage by it. I'd also be fine with that. Then I could Helion and get him for 2, and then break that and turn that into a zombie. Yeah, so I think the erase there is, it seems like he's planning on drawing out, but I don't think he's going to have time to do that. I can also use this Vanishing offensively, which I might do to replay my Thrasher Demon and just get it for 3 again. And I could Frantic Digging here to draw 2 cards, which I want to say it would be Citadel Scar and Watcher Gargoyle next, because I just did all my recycles at the same time. That could be very powerful. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be using it again at no cards in hand this game. Interesting. See, this is crazy to me. I don't understand why this is happening. This just takes it out because this breaks any champion damage. Maybe he doesn't realize that. Maybe. I'm not sure what that play was. Maybe he just forgot about that ability on it. Now I want to dig for Juggernaut. Now Juggernaut would be really strong here. Alright, what card do I not want in my hand? Probably, honestly, probably Divine Judgment. I think Soul Storm will probably do the same thing for me, but better. So I'm just going to go ahead and Frantic Digging here, discard Divine Judgment. Draw a card, and then we're going to go ahead and recycle away Wolf's Bite and probably Avenging Angel, which could be very strong to just have in hand. I was wrong about the recycles. Looks like I have Lightning Strike and Hunting Pack here, which neither of those are very useful. The safe play here is just Blue Dragon, draw a card, take out one of those. So that's what I'm going to do. Don't have anything else I can really do here, so that's the play. We've got our healing. We've got 3 health gained off with the Dark One's Apprentice. Thrasher Demon is getting bigger. We are in a position to grind this out, but we are going to be playing against the clock here. 7 for free. Yeah, Mobilize. No, he hasn't. It's still in his discard pile. His discard pile hasn't been managed. He just has these 5. Dracospire, Xanos, Silver Dragon, Lessons Learned, and Thought Plucker, which will probably pretty much all be bad, except Lessons Learned will be very good. Huh, got Lightning Storm. Well, I mean, I'll go for the block. If you want a Lightning Storm, go for it. Maybe he has like Break All or Banish All. Don't really feel like I'm worried about Lightning Storm dealing 2 damage to me, as opposed to just not blocking this and I take 2 damage anyway, so. Right now he has, this would be 7. Yeah, Banish All here. I'm just going to represent lethal by playing the Helion. I think that's the best play. Even though it does have, I mean, one nice thing about not playing Helion here is it does have Blitz effectively. So if I play an ambush champion, then I can attack, and then I can threaten to attack with this by playing it and then giving itself Blitz. He has a lot of cards in hand, so I don't know. I guess we'll go for that. Yeah, I think so as well. It does have to shoot itself. Going to 15 is nice because Lightning Storm, and he can't Lightning Storm this. You recall that last time I dealt with my small champion, so I'm guessing he doesn't have good removal for the Dark One's Apprentice. Like, it's very unlikely he has something that just deals a small amount of damage here, 4, or Feeding Frenzy, just because he would have used it earlier. Juggernaut is a fantastic draw here. Because if Juggernaut connects, he's at 1, and we can kill him with Helion. Medusa, alright, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and play Juggernaut here. We're going to not reveal the Helion. We'll show off these two. The Vanishing is a better card to not have the opponent know about, in my opinion. Alright, so I shouldn't have Battle Pass there, but it's fine. If he blocks here, it's good for us. I could consider Vanishing it after blocks, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I could have shown the Vanishing, but what if he has a Rescue Griffin? I mean, not a Rescue Griffin. Vanishing, I usually like to hold on to 0-cost cards. I usually like to hide those. I mean, it's not like Gold Dragon will save him here, so if I reveal, I mean, I was intending not to Battle Pass there and then Vanishing after blocks, but I Battle Passed by accident. So in this case, the Vanishing I didn't want to show because I wanted to play it after blocks. Not that it really matters, I suppose, if I show it or not, but if he had a 0-cost card that he could also play to block as a desperate attempt, I wouldn't want to give him that out. And it's not like him knowing about Soulstorm really matters. I don't think it'll do anything this game. And Time Thief, while a powerful play, it's definitely less useful to know about than Helion or Vanishing. I mean, it's definitely less useful than Helion. Vanishing is debatable. Considering his options again. I wonder what play he's banking on. Maybe he has an Unquenchable Thirst that he's going to play and E5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gain 6, 7. Wow, he just took it. We're gonna play this and make it look like we're not, like we're just jumping. We're gonna toss the reusable knowledge and frantic digging. Yeah, we're just gonna chump it. That's what it looks like right now. It looks like that was some kind of tempo play. I'm just going to hit him for 9 again. He's probably going to play Lightning Storm, shoot both of these and me for 1, and then I can just play Helion and kill him. We're close in all things. We're close in deck, we're close in hand, we're close in health. Got 1, yep. Exactly what I thought. It's just such a good play. You have to make it there. Alright, that's going to be game. Good game, Tom. Wow. We had 2 fantastic games today. Those are both very good. Alright. And that's going to wrap it up for the stream. This one went a little later than usual, but I usually like to just play out the games because those were just great games, both of them. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back on Monday. It's going to be Dark Draft Arena until next Friday, so I'll probably be playing at least 1 game of Dark Draft Arena again on Monday and Wednesday. In the meantime, have some good games, and I'll see you next time. Oh, let's see what... Yeah, I think I would prefer the 3 wolf tokens over the 7/8 usually. Yeah, I did think about it. I thought about chronicling back Lightning Strike. The other thing is, I was hedging my bets against him playing Amnesia or Heinous Feast. If he played Heinous Feast or Amnesia after I discarded the hunting pack, then I would just be screwed, so to speak. So that was the plan. Good game, Tom. That was a very good game. All right.